you've done any personal development or coaching or mentoring, you've probably heard that you need more self-discipline and willpower. Ever wonder how to improve your willpower? This video is for you. Hi, my name is Tiffany Toombs. I'm a high-performance mindset coach that has worked with thousands of people across the world to help them truly master their minds so they can get the success that they want and deserve. In this video, I'm going to shatter the myth of willpower. That's right, willpower isn't all that it's cracked up to be, so I'm setting the record straight. Then I'm going to share with you, if you are insistent on using willpower, what you need to do to make that work for you. And finally, I'm going to share with you what you should do instead for long-term success. Willpower is not the most effective way to achieve success and your goals. And here's why. Our conscious mind, which is our logic, our reason, our intelligence, it's the voice in our head that we're aware of, is only 4% of our mind's capacity. And that's where willpower comes from. The other 96% of our mind is the unconscious mind. This holds our belief systems, our memories, and our emotions. Now, if you are relying on willpower alone, what you're saying is that you believe that the 4% of the conscious mind can overpower the 96% of the unconscious mind 100% of the time. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't take those odds in Vegas. The other thing that we know about willpower is that we have a limited amount of willpower every single day. Think of willpower like a glass of water. Every morning you wake up with a full glass, and every single time you make a decision, you tip a little bit of water out of that glass. So let me ask you this. How many times do you hit the snooze button in the morning? The average American hits the snooze button 3 times every morning, which means they're making 4 decisions. Snooze, 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 and get up. They're making 4 decisions before they even get out of bed. They tip water out of that glass of water 4 times before they get out of bed. The most that I've heard is somebody said 10 times that they hit the snooze button before they get out of bed. So if you're using willpower, then every time you make a decision, you're using some of that fuel up. What happens when you run out? You revert back to the belief systems, the emotions, and the memories that you have stored in your unconscious mind when you run out. And this is why most people fail to make long-term change when they are focused on using willpower alone. So there is a better way. But I understand some of you might be insistent that willpower is the way to go for you. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out brand new videos just like this one every single week to help you master your mind in the most effective and science-backed ways, and I'm dispelling all the nonsense that's out there in the self-help world. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and like this video while you're there. Now, if you insist on using willpower as the means to get you to your goal, what you need to do is the thing that you're changing, the habit that you're installing, the new thing, whatever that is, you have to do that first thing in the morning when you have the most amount of willpower available to you. This is why books written by people like Brian Tracy talk about eat the frog first. If you're relying solely on willpower, you need to make sure that you're accessing the most amount of willpower to help you make that change. You also might want to consider strategies for what happens when you run out of willpower. So for example, if you're on a diet, if you run out of willpower every evening around 8 or 9 p.m., then you might want to stop buying sugary or sweet foods and not even keeping them in the house so that you're not tempted when you revert back to whatever is programmed into your unconscious mind. You might also want to consider things like doing food prep on Sundays, which is a day when you typically make less decisions so that you are prepared for the week. If you're using willpower, planning will absolutely be your best friend. But if you're not planning, then you will definitely plan to fail if you insist on using willpower alone. Now, before I share with you what I suggest you do instead of relying on willpower so that you can have long-term success, I want to hear from you. Is willpower something that you are insistent on relying on? And what is your plan for making that work for you? Go to the comments below and let me know. Now, the unconscious mind, which is that 96% part of our brain, is in control of our life. And so the sooner that we get that on board, the sooner that we have to stop battling ourselves. And this is a way to naturally increase our willpower. Because as I said before, whatever is programmed into the unconscious mind is what we'll revert back to when that willpower runs out. So if our limiting beliefs are gone, and our belief systems now align with the thing that we're moving towards, we naturally have more willpower and more self-discipline because everything is in alignment with what we want. So we want to reprogram the limiting beliefs that are out of alignment with the goal that we are working towards. So the first thing that you need to do to reprogram those limiting beliefs is you need to ask yourself, what are the beliefs that are stopping me? This could be anything from beliefs about your worthiness to beliefs about money, beliefs about other people. I recommend making a comprehensive list of all the beliefs that you think might be getting in your way. From there, you want to take a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and have 2 columns. Put one column as evidence for and one column as evidence against. Now, people often say, but Tiffany, why would I want to argue for this belief system? And the reason is that right now, as an adult, 95% of the belief systems that you have were actually planted in your mind between the ages of 0 and 7 years old. So before you fully understood what the world was about, you had these belief systems planted. And because they likely came from a parental figure or an authority figure in your life, you didn't actually question them. You didn't actually ask yourself, how do I know this to be true? You just accepted that information from your environment, and then you kept repeating it and altering your reality, altering your perception unconsciously to validate the beliefs that you have. So when we start looking at, okay, what evidence do I actually have to prove that this belief is legitimate and valid, we often find that we don't have as much evidence as we think. And then when we start looking for the evidence against the belief system, what we find is that we have a lot more against the belief system. So go ahead, fill that chart out, do that chart for each and every limiting belief that's blocking you. That will start to loosen up those limiting beliefs so that you can replace them with something that serves you. Now, if you want more tools to help you work through fear, imposter syndrome, overwhelm, and the other mental blocks that are going to come up on your journey, I would love to have you join me on my 6-day Mind Mastery Challenge. This is a free challenge that I used the 6 most powerful tools that I use with my clients on their calls. I'm giving them to you absolutely free so that you can use them to master your mindset and get the success that you want and deserve faster. All you have to do for instant access is go to nlpworksheet.com or click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.